For behaviors that instantly make you look dangerous, there are men who can walk into a room and never say a single word, yet every head turns in their direction, not because they are the loudest, not because their bodies are sculpted like warriors, but because they radiate something far more compelling. Presence, and presence is not an accident. It's not something handed down by birth or granted by luck. It's something you forge in silence, in struggle, in the cold furnace of restraint. Behavior 1. Ruthless emotional control. When the average man is provoked, he reacts without thinking. He snaps, he raises his voice. He fights to protect his pride, like a child clinging desperately to a toy. But the man who is truly dangerous, he doesn't react. He responds, and sometimes he doesn't even bother to respond at all. He simply watches, he studies. He lets the moment pass unmoved. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Anyone capable of angering you becomes your master." And that is the truth every dangerous man understands. To control your emotions when insulted, to remain still when someone tries to provoke you, that is, to show that no one owns you. Imagine a man who doesn't flinch when pushed, who doesn't scramble to defend himself or chase after validation. He doesn't seek revenge, nor does he bend to prove his worth. That kind of stillness forces others to second-guess themselves. It makes them hesitate, because deep down, people fear what they can't predict. And no man is more unpredictable than the one who governs the fire inside his own chest. Behavior 2. Absolute indifference to opinion. If the first behavior is rare, the second is almost extinct. You stop explaining yourself. You stop asking for permission. You walk your path with quiet certainty, without looking over your shoulder to see who approves. And this terrifies people. Marcus Aurelius captured it perfectly. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. When you no longer live for applause, when praise can't seduce you and criticism can't wound you, you become unreachable. And those who cannot be reached are often feared. This doesn't mean you are cruel or arrogant. It doesn't mean you ignore everyone. But when your actions are driven by reason rather than ego, when your silence is chosen rather than forced, you earn a reputation no costume of bravado could ever buy, the reputation of danger. Not because you wish to harm anyone, but because they know, if you ever decided to, nothing could stop you. We don't walk forward to intimidate. We walk forward to become immovable, to build a mind that doesn't shake, to speak less and observe more, to become a storm disguised as calm. That, my friend, is what real danger looks like. Behavior 3. Mastery over desire. A man only becomes truly dangerous when his decisions are no longer dictated by desire. Not desire for lust, not desire for money, not even the desire for recognition. Because the world has one weapon it uses against everyone: temptation. If they can tempt you, they can own you. But imagine a man who can stare power in the face and say, "I don't need it." A man who can walk away from beauty, from wealth, from the sweet taste of validation without hesitation. That man terrifies those who depend on these chains to control others. Seneca once warned, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." When you train yourself to want less, you start to fear nothing. You can't seduce a man who finds peace in solitude. You can't bribe a man who already has enough. You can't break a man who doesn't cling to anything. This isn't weakness. It's a quiet, unwavering declaration to the world. You have no leverage over me, and that is the most dangerous position a man can ever stand in. Behavior 4. Emotional silence in chaos. A truly dangerous man is not the one who shouts the loudest when chaos erupts. He doesn't let insults provoke him. He doesn't let noise dictate his moves. Why? Because he understands something the rest of the world fears: stillness is power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." And it's true. When the world explodes in anger, you remain composed. When someone tries to spark your rage, you meet them with silence, not out of weakness, but because you have mastered the battlefield within. This world is loud. It's impulsive, it's addicted to overreaction. So when you move through it with deliberate steps, with a gaze that says, I see more than I say, people can feel your presence like the pressure in the air before a storm breaks. The man who controls his anger, who doesn't fight every meaningless battle, who knows when to strike and when to walk away, that man is feared, not because he is violent, but because he is unreadable. He understands. Just as Epictetus taught, that any person capable of angering you becomes your master. And so, he cuts the strings. In doing so, he becomes untouchable. If these words resonated with you, remember, danger isn't about brute force or reckless aggression, it's about control. Control over yourself, your desires, your reactions. That is where real power lives. Subscribe to Stoic Verse for more timeless wisdom, to guide your journey towards strength, discipline, and unshakable presence.